is they dipped an index finger in paint. Then they had a paper towel and they kind of dotted it on the paper towel to take most of the paint off. Then they put their fingerprints. We just call it the Graveyard Book Art Project. So I love teaching literature. And one way for literature to come alive for students is to give them a creative outlet to show what they comprehend, what they've learned through the book. So in this case, we're focusing on the many settings of the book, which can be complicated for 10 and 11-year-olds. So they keep a record of those settings, and then they have a creative outlet. They create the art project that you were looking at today in order to to show what they've learned, but also to have it sink in a little bit more. It's the case that we could do other activities with worksheets, etc., and it probably wouldn't be as memorable. The idea is that when these students are off in college someday, they will all remember that they read the book, The Graveyard Book, in 5th grade, which is a wonderful book.
Everybody, our students.
Okay, thank you very much.
Warriors. I go scores.
It's not that hard. Just so you know, they heard that too. Do we want to use pink, Ethan? No? Okay. Do you want more buildings or no?
More buildings.
Yes or no?
What do you mean?
More of these? Do you want more of these or no? Yes, okay. Do you want another road? Or no?
Yes.
Okay.
I was thinking about having a little road right here, and then there's a bunch of houses right here.
Yeah, that'd be good. I like the graveyard project we're doing right now because it's really fun because you get to do art, and also because we're reading the book and you kind of just get to do what you want, and you get to work with a friend. Also, it helps you think about the book, kind of understand the book a little more. Well, we're reading a book about a kid who lives in the graveyard and his life there. So we're making a book with the settings of, we're making a project with the settings of the book, which is the graveyard, Gulheim, and the city. And me and my friend right now are making a pizza shop and a fish and chip shop. And also we had to make a church, and for the background we used ripped up tissue paper and glued it on the backgrounds.
We should do straight.
Yeah. Well, can't really see the white. Don't do demo, let's do them up here. That's why I peeled it off and put it up there.
Please don't tip your chair and stay busy the entire time.
Okay. You can just redraw the door. Maybe wait till it dries, though, so you don't jiggle it around. A black roof, but don't you need a house to do a roof?
And then they build stuff, though, they do it next door. And then tomorrow night, we're going to set up a museum next door. So all the
I know, but I don't know what color we're going
What about
There's not a yellow with a black roof.
Then there's not a white with a blue roof.
Can we do that? Yeah, there's the interior.
Oh, that's big.
A town green with brown and make
I'll just stick the church right here, and then we can put the little graveyard right there.
That's gonna be way too small. We still have to make a museum. I'm gonna use it for the mini graveyard. Leave it there, okay? In the
Pizza parlor.
yeah, pizza parlor. But what about the graveyard?
Maybe we could turn one of the houses into the pizza parlor.
I was at a pizza shop.
Is it? Yeah, it is OR. We're listening to a book, an audiobook, about a boy who grew up in a graveyard and is half ghost, but he's still living. And he's not supposed to leave the graveyard, but he's a real person getting taken care of by ghosts. And there's a setting in the book called Gulheim, where a bunch of ghouls live. And then we're making the town that is underneath the graveyard. And then we're making
the hill with the graveyard on it and the chapel, and then we're writing the title of the book and the Neil Gaiman, the author. I think I like this project the best.
Why?
It's really fun and I really enjoy it.
As some workers. Okay, so because this is a one-day...
Bills. There's that person. They're also an amphitheater.
Some of the projects I've created from scratch, and I've looked at our standards, you know, what I have to teach, and I've incorporated those into a project and tried to think of a creative way to teach and give students some buy-in. On the other hand, I've also stolen lots of ideas too. I'm not above that. So I see, you know, other teachers that are doing something very successful in 5th grade. So it's figuring out the puzzle of how to get the standards into creative projects, which is not always easy, but it's rewarding in the end. But when they have an authentic reason to learn it, more than your teacher just says you have to learn it, and here it is on a worksheet, or here it is in your textbook, it's time to learn this. When they have an authentic reason, like it's part of a project that they're genuinely interested in, they'll retain that knowledge. That is my belief.
So backspace this.
So just make sure you're thinking capitals. If I didn't have that limit, I think someone would be sort of taken above.
And one other thing I wanted to tell you. So every year, each of our teachers presents, each of our teams of teachers. So, you know, we have, you worked with the 5th grade team. So the 5th grade team, the 4th grade team, all of the teams will come and they will present at what's called a tuning protocol. And they take a project, one of their projects, and they present it in front of the whole staff. It's a way that each of us can know what's going on in each other's classrooms, and it's also a way of sharing resources, because maybe the 5th grade team is presenting, but you know the 1st grade team has a parent in their class that might be an expert on something, and they say, oh, you might not know, but this person could help you with this, or oh, have you thought about going on this field trip, or oh, maybe you could think about presenting that with your 3rd grade buddies. You know, there's all these different recommendations that come out of that sharing process. And so that's a way that we work to refine our projects every year. As a new teacher, I think sometimes it can be challenging because it takes time to learn the culture and learn best practices, you know, how to do it. It takes practice. So I think that can be challenging. I think it can be challenging not having a set curriculum, having to, you know, investigate and pull things for yourself. Again, with practice, year after year, you're able to get better at that.
A demon, a leaver.